Let me imagine walking into a gallery, a beautifully curated place, where every piece of art is placed with intention. The lighting, the spacing, the colors, all carefully chosen to create an experience. Now, what if I imagine that gallery was me? My life, my memories, hanging there on the wall. The way we experience a gallery is entirely shaped by what's inside it. The walls are initially blank without nothing to show, and we fill them with content over time. And the same is true for our minds, isn't it? Our lives. What we choose to display, what we highlight, remember, and focus on shapes how we experience the world every single day. Today, we're exploring this idea, how our minds are like a gallery and how we, whether we realize it or not, are the makers of our own experience. Welcome to Worth to be Seen. A gallery doesn't just throw up paintings on the wall randomly. Every piece is carefully placed. Some are meant to be the centerpiece drawing attention. Others are subtle, placed in the background to support the experience. And then there are pieces that never even make it to display at all. They stay in storage, unseen by the public. The same is kind of true for our minds, isn't it? We all have experiences, emotions, and memories, but what we choose to showcase in our mental gallery shapes how we experience life. Think about a difficult experience in your life. Maybe something painful, something frustrating, something full of regret. Where does that memory sit in your gallery? Is it framed and placed right at the entrance, so it's the first thing you see every day? Or is it in a quiet corner, acknowledged but not overpowering everything else? The beautiful thing about a gallery is that the artwork isn't fixed. It can be rearranged, and we have the same power with our minds. Sometimes it's even necessary to bring an old piece back into the light. Maybe there's a lesson or perspective we missed the first time. Maybe something that once seemed dark now carries meaning. Just like art can be reinterpreted over time, our memories and experiences, they evolve.
It's Bible black in the towers. Don't no one make a sound. I feel them sneaking closer. I sense the movement all around. Let them come through the gates or over the walls. Let there be no doubt at all. I will strike them one and all. I will fight until I fall. And there she stood without a sound on this medieval blood-stained ground. The fires rest upon her arms. No sound. Silhouettes in the dark. Silhouettes in the dark. Woman,
There was a young girl who once gave me a paper flower in Ghana. She had made it for me knowing her school was going to have a visitor, me. At the time she gave it to me, I was busy in my mind taking photos and film. I took it and I put it in my camera bag. Not until I got back and I found that flower in my bag, I realized that that girl had made that flower full of expectations of how happy I would be getting it. While in fact in her eyes there was close to none reaction from me, which in that moment also was true. This made me feel very bad, and it haunted me for some time, until I decided I was going to find out who that girl was and make it up to her. I found out her name was Gloria, and there was created a fund called Gloria Initiative Fund, and we built a school for her and her classmates, which now holds somewhat over 100 learners. Nowadays, I tell that story with joy in my heart. I have a totally different perspective on that same event. So let's take it a step further. Think about your home, the walls of your house. What do you have hanging there? Most people put up pictures that make them feel good. Family photos, places they love, moments that bring joy. Very few people will print out a photo of their worst day, frame it and hang it in the hallway to remind of it every morning. And yet mentally, we sometimes do exactly that. We replay mistakes, disappointments, painful memories, placing them front and center in our minds. But here's the thing. Just because you don't display something doesn't really mean that you're in denial. It's not about pretending it never happened. It's about choosing what deserves to take up space in your daily experience. This applies to the people we surround ourselves with as well. Have you ever noticed how certain conversations or relationships feel like artwork that adds warmth and light to your space, while others feel like dark, heavy paintings taking up too much room? Maybe it's time to consider what and who you allow into your personal gallery, and also to consider what you are focusing on in life, because it could make a huge change. The same situation could have different meaning to you depending on what you focus on. Not so long ago, I was struggling to find an accent color for this project worth to be seen, and I couldn't decide what color I should choose or have as a detail throughout my graphical material. I was in town doing a few errands. While approaching my car, I noticed there was a parking ticket in the windshield, and there it was. There was the color, bright, bright yellow. You will actually find that color in the logo and on most of my graphic materials ever since. You have a look and you will see. This parking ticket solved a problem for me, which I have been struggling with for some time. And now I didn't need to put any more time into that. So thank you very much. Back to the gallery. The best thing about a gallery, it's never permanent. Exhibits change. Artwork rotates. A new piece can take the place of an old one. In life, we have the same ability. We can choose what we revisit, what we bring forward, and what we store away. It doesn't mean forgetting or erasing history. It just means being intentional about what we let define us. Think about, for example, how art restoration works. Sometimes an old painting needs cleaning, careful handling, or even a new frame to bring out the best colors. Maybe our memories and perspectives need that same care. Instead of letting old experience define us negatively, we can reframe it, find a way to see it with fresh eyes. Ask yourself, what is on display in my mind right now, and is it time to rearrange a few things? Through the organization The 7M Project, I am deeply engaged in humanitarian work. It's a very rewarding work, and I get unbelievable satisfaction from this. However, it's a never-ending demand, and there have been countless of situations where the funds and the means have not been enough, and people in need have been left without support. This is obviously very rough to handle. Look into some adults' tearful eyes asking for support for their child, and me having to say, I can't. I have those images within me always. They are there. I'm aware of them, but I just have to hang the pictures of the successful stories up front and set the spotlights on those. So, here's something to think about today. If your mind was a gallery, what's on display? What is the first thing people would see when they walk in? And is it time to make any changes? Take a moment today and reflect on what you have placed on the walls of your life. Think about what deserves to be showcased and what might need to be moved to the background. Remember, your gallery, your mind, it's yours to curate. And if you find something that's taken up too much space in your mental gallery, maybe today is the day to rearrange it. Thanks for listening to Worth to be Seen. If this episode gave you something to think about, share it with somebody who might need it. And as always, take care and curate wisely.